Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. I wanted to just do a very quick video, glance at the charts so that I can relax the rest of my day and not have to look at messages about, hey, when you go live. So I thought I'd get right on it. I'll try to keep this one quick. Let me pop out the live chat. I'll try not to get too distracted by it because there's not that much going on, and the week isn't closed. The week's closed for the traditional markets, so that's good. We can glance at how that week finished, and then take it from there. Let me just set this up and set this up, and we are good to go. All right, let's go to screen share. All right, update on Unconfiscatable. 4 seats left at the poker game. We may open up 1 or 2 more seats at the carnivory dinner, but for the moment, it is sold out. The conference itself, we are looking at 34 tickets left at current price, and we got 2 VIP tickets left for that. The conference is in about 3 weeks, maybe in 4 weeks. I always forget what day it is. Today is the 29th. Yeah, so the conference is coming up on the 26th. So we got exactly 4 weeks to go from today. Wow, cool. Awesome. All right, let's my homepage. I've been thinking about how to alter my workshops. Also, I should also finally, I need to find the time to look into Patreon and some of the other ways of monetization and go to the webinar structure, do some more private Q&A and stuff like that. Right. Also, check me out on the Kaiser Report. The last Kaiser Report was called Unconfiscatable in honor of the conference where Max and Stacy will be at. So please check that out. Really cool. Haven't really checked the comments of that. My Twitter. So people are still kind of upset at my statements about Litecoin. I'm sorry, guys. The reality is hard. And the true reality is your Litecoin is not a store of value. And if it's not a store of value, it will eventually become useless. So you need to come to this realization sooner than later, because later it can actually cost you money. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's why I get so frustrated with Twitter and why, I mean, one day I'll probably end up deleting my Twitter account unless Twitter gives me a feature that doesn't allow anyone to reply. Because here's what happens, right? I write a tweet, someone writes, a reply talking about how I never researched Veritasium. So I reply with, why is it so difficult for trolls? And I was using a nice word. I wanted to say something way more derogatory. Why is it so difficult for trolls on Twitter to simply Google my name along with the shitcoin of their choice before asking dumb questions? I guess it's too hard to do that kind of research, because if you Google my name in Veritasium, you will get my interview with Reggie Middleton about the Veritasium token. So, and everyone is like, well, you never explained why Dash is a scam. And I'm like, yes, I did. There's a whole video about that. Well, why is Ethereum a scam? Well, there's a whole video about that. Just Google my name and the shitcoin of your choice, and you will find out why it's a shitcoin and why you should have never bought it in the first place. I mean, that's pretty much what you have to deal with, right? And everyone thinks that I don't like Ethereum because I didn't get rich on Ethereum. If I cared about money, you would have never seen this YouTube channel. I was making a hell of a lot more money when I was working on Wall Street. And money was never a motivator. It was actually doing something innovative and changing the world. That was motivating me. And every time people think that money is the motivator, they're children. They're just children. All right. Let's move on. Enough Twitter frustration. Let's move on to the markets. All right, here's the monthly chart. We're still waiting a couple of more days. This remains looking like a reversal candle. And why is my computer so slow? Wow. I don't know. It's not MACD. There it is. This remains as a reversal candle. Let's wait 2 more days, and we will see what happens with this candle. I still think that there is a chance that we can go into this cluster of resistance of $5,000 sometime next month. Let's go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart has been the main chart I've been looking at. And like I said yesterday, the weekly chart for me sometime tomorrow night is going to be all about which is the longer shadow. If the shadow under the body is longer, I'm bullish into next week. If the shadow above is longer, then I'm bearish into next week. Hey, Kals, I took a look at Palladium a couple of days ago. Nothing has changed. Like, Palladium doesn't change that much. Check out my video from a couple of days ago. Maybe I'll take a look at it in the new year. So as long as the shadow under the candle stays longer, I'll be bullish into next week. If that shadow is shorter than the shadow at the top, I won't be as bullish into next week. Here's the daily chart. The daily chart is currently on a price flip. We have half a day to go. Let's see how this candle closes. We continue to be rejected by the combination of moving average and setup trend line. I still think we have a chance of breaking out, but today has to be a positive day. So we do need to try to close the day above 3,900 for me to remain bullish into tomorrow. The CMF is getting better, but it has a long way to go. Here's a 12-hour chart. So I updated this cup and handle. People seem to think that cup and handles can't happen at the bottom. They're wrong. They could. And it's cup and handle is just a simpler way of drawing the inverse head and shoulders sometimes. It's the same pattern. It's the same idea. It's the same target. So if you think that head and shoulders can happen at the bottom, but cup and handle can't, you really need to relearn some technical analysis. And because the pattern is exactly the same. It's just common sense. So we're still within it, right? But I mean, I can fudge it maybe another day, but that's about it, right? Like I can only, I'm probably drawing this prematurely, which is what I blame other people of doing all the time. So still fairly in a bullish posture right now because of this move the other day. Like everyone is saying that that move was because of the futures expiration on BitMax. Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Again, if you're an active intraday trader and you don't know when futures are expiring, then you're not doing a very good job and you're going to lose your money. But if you are a swing trader, it's just, you know, they could have also dropped big on that future expiration, right? It doesn't guarantee that it will go up. It just means that someone has a lot of futures expiring and they're capable of moving the underlying market to optimize their futures position. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. That's not manipulation. That's just that's like accusing a guy with the biggest stack at a poker table of manipulating the poker game. Just because he has more money, to me, it doesn't mean he's a manipulator. So 4-hour chart, no comment. 1-hour chart, not looking great, but no real comment here either. I don't even know what this chart is. Oh, the shorts. No, nothing's really changed. Shorts versus longs. Again, shorts versus longs. So this is the longs divided by the shorts. So the higher this goes, the more longs there are. So if this goes high, opens up the possibility of more downside. So the GBTC premium. So someone, thank you. Someone sent me the updated formula as of like yesterday. I popped it in. So the GBTC premium right now is about 6%, but the market is closed. But this formula adjusts every day. So, and this creates a bit of a problem. Guys, if you want to hear about proof of keys, just watch Max Kaiser episode. We talked about that. I don't care. I don't have any keys held by a third party. Like, it's irrelevant to me. And most people are lazy. No one's gonna actually do it. Like, I don't expect anything. People are lazy, guys. People are lazy. I procrastinate my life by doing more videos. Like, people are lazy. So the GBTC premium needs to be updated every day. And the problem is you need to take a snapshot, right? Because this is the current premium. And that means that anything that happened a year ago is adjusted to today. And that's not what you really want. So you want the premium on any given day. So you really got to do this calculation every single day and put it in a spreadsheet. I'm not actively trading enough to spend that kind of time. But if you plan to actively trade, you need to calculate what the GBTC premium was on every single day for the last 4 years. You need to put that in an Excel spreadsheet. You need to graph it, and then you can have an apples to apples comparison. Right now, I am looking at a 6% GBTC premium. That is not very high. And that is not very high on a 6% GBTC premium. It's gone up as high as 150% based on today's number. So but this number gets depressed. So at the time, this was probably a good 200%. So anyway, that's the historical chart. S&P 500 closed on not such a great candle, but it's okay. The S&P weekly closed perfectly fine. At least I'm expecting a rally back to 2,600, maybe higher, and then we will reevaluate. Now, the daily chart of the S&P, oh, this is a 10-minute chart. Oh, wow, look how the 10-minute chart closed the day on Friday. Beautiful top on a 9. I used to trade the 10-minute candle, which is why I'm very familiar with the action of 10-minute candles. Beautiful top at 3 p.m. on a 9 on a 10-minute candle. I did not even know that. I was probably looking at it last time. This should be the daily chart. Yeah, so the daily chart of the S&P 500, wow, that was actually a beautiful doji on a sequential 13. Nice 9 right here that didn't stick, unfortunately, for the sequential system. But yeah, it's a bit of a rally. Again, I don't like Friday's candle, but unless Monday is a big catastrophe, I am looking for prices to break 2,600. Oil closed. That's a bullish candle, but after a 9 with lower lows, I'm expecting lower lows for oil. Like I keep saying, we got to do a full show on gold. Don't really want to talk about it. And this is Tether. I don't really care. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one last word. Again, people seem to be confused on where the innovation is in the space and why it's not that I'm against Litecoin. It's just that I don't care about Litecoin. It has absolutely no purpose. It has no use case. It does serve as a Bitcoin testnet, but your testnet, I mean, storing your value in Bitcoin's testnet is dumb. Just like storing your value in Litecoin is dumb if it's a Bitcoin testnet, and that seems to be its only use case. What you have to realize is the Litecoin halvening is going to happen significantly earlier than Bitcoin's. Now, when Bitcoin has a halvening, right? When Bitcoin's production gets cut in half, that's great for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a scarce asset. Litecoin is not a scarce asset. Litecoin is an infinitely inflationary asset. I know you don't believe me because you haven't thought about it at all. Litecoin can be printed indefinitely. And here's why. Because Litecoin is just a clone of Bitcoin. Dogecoin is Litecoin. They're all the same, right? Litecoin is the infinite money printing of Bitcoin in the form of Litecoin. Doge is infinite money printing of Litecoin in the form of Doge, which is also infinite money printing of Bitcoin in the form of Doge. When Bitcoin gets cut in half, its value rises. When Litecoin gets cut in half, no one is going to want to mine it because there's no reason for Litecoin to actually have value, okay? It's not faster than Bitcoin. It looks like it's faster than Bitcoin at a huge cost of security. That's what happens when you decrease the block time by 4. You're not actually making anything faster. You're just making it less secure. So like halvenings of shitcoins hurt the shitcoin because they're not stores of value and they will destroy your mining incentive. Halvenings in Bitcoin make Bitcoin more scarce, thus making a Bitcoin worth more money. So mining can actually continue indefinitely with halvenings, right? All you need is a doubling of the price in 4 years, and technically the reward from mining hasn't changed. Now we need Bitcoin to go up more than 100% every 4 years because otherwise hash rate will remain equal, and hash rate needs to go up in order to create more security. So we have to understand this: when your shitcoins, and then by shitcoin I mean anything other than Bitcoin. When anything other than Bitcoin has a halvening, that is bad for its value. Like it's actually going to go down in value because miners are going to stop mining this damn thing because it's not, it becomes half as profitable because I don't expect Litecoin to continue to double in value every 4 years. So your halvenings will eventually destroy your coin. So you're going to have to come up with another system. This is why a lot of these altcoins, they go to proof of stake. They have to, scam their way into convincing you to hold your coins because mining is not going to work. Mining shitcoins is not going to work. It's going to get destroyed. That's why Ethereum is going to go to proof of stake. They know that mining Ethereum is not long-term sustainable from an economic perspective. So they have to find a scammy way to make people be hodlers, and they're going to just pay them more Ethereum for holding Ethereum. Somebody wanted me to look at AMD. I can glance at AMD stock. That's not a big deal. And then we're going to call it a day. Wanted to keep this video short. I'm already like 20 minutes in, so there goes that idea. Let me see, US stocks. Of course, market decides the value. My opinions are meaningless to the market. I'm just saying what is going to happen based on my knowledge of A, the crypto space, B, economics, and C, trading. So you don't have to listen to my opinion. It's just an opinion. But I would never hold Litecoin as a store of value. And eventually, the economic incentives are only there if your coin is a store of value. Otherwise, you better go proof of stake, which is not innovative and totally scammy. But it's sustainable long-term because you're just printing more coins for holding coins. Mining in Litecoin will not be sustainable. And the same is said for Monero. Though Monero has a better model, right? Because Monero doesn't actually have, as far as I know. I think Monero just creates X amount of coins every block indefinitely, which is a better model than Litecoin. So if Litecoin did not have a cap, it did not have a halving, it would have been significantly better for its long-term mining structure. And it might have been a little better for Bitcoin as well had Satoshi done that, but that's debatable. Very debatable. What am I looking for? AMD? Hey, volatility has dropped like a stone, huh? 40 is about the limit. All right, I'm looking at AMD, then we're going to call it a day. I should have AMD on this list. AMD does not look very good, right? Because look, this is a weekly scale. We'll look at a daily scale as well. So here was a line that I had drawn before, and we broke that line. We now broke back above that line, but I think the damage has been done. If we only tested the support level of the moving average and set up trend line once and then bounce back up, and we're able to break above the long-term moving average, I would have been way more optimistic. But we've now reversed, and this is again like a giant cup and handle in the opposite direction. We have pulled back to the same level of support for the second time. We went just below that level of support, and I have to be bearish AMD here based on this pattern. Now, I know the market could rally, but AMD is not looking good. If we're lucky, it'll be just a slow bleed into earnings, and maybe earnings will salvage AMD's operation. But the weekly chart does not look good. Let's look at the daily chart. CMF also looks terrible. The daily chart doesn't look great either. CMF does not look good. Let me see if the sequential is working. There's the sequential. Hey, the sequential bottomed on a 9 with a bunch of 13s. That was a great bottom. You got this huge cluster of 3 moving averages plus the setup trend line. I would find it very difficult for AMD to break this cluster. I'm just looking for a 1 to 4 candle correction in AMD, maybe as high as $20 at best. And then I do expect it to go down into earnings, maybe as low as where's this blue line here? $14 there, 14, 15 bucks. So if I see AMD go up into 20 and get rejected by this giant cluster of resistance after a 1 to 4 candle correction of the 9, I would be eyeing the countdown phase into the $14, $15 area. So that's basically my outlook on AMD. All right, that's it, guys. Wanted to keep this short. Good luck trading. Please understand why Bitcoin has done what it did in the last 10 years. And the more research you do, the more you would realize that it's very unwise to hold even Litecoin and, God forbid, any other garbage in the space. All right. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one. Oh, you know what? One more look at Unconfiscatable. I have 1,000 viewers. That's my workshops. I'm going to restructure with webinars in the bear market. Unconfiscatable conference, 4 seats currently open in the poker game, 0.1 Bitcoin. Only expenses of the game get taken out, professionally organized by the casino, professional dealers, professional tournament director, and trying to get you as many crypto celebrities in that game as I can. All right. That's it. Check it out and stopping screen share. Thank you all for watching, guys, and see some of you in Vegas later.